Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS. We have a very, very special guest, Lori Dixon. Trey, can you?
I don't know if I'm the best one to introduce her. Lori, introduce yourself. You do so many things. You have so much in your pot. Explain to the people. I feel like you've been a friend of the podcast for 5 years, so everyone should know who you are. But if they don't, if you're new, Lori, who are you?
Hi, I am a therapeutic coach. I also am a visionary and a seer, and I'm a publisher.
Yes.
And do a lot of work and events for women because I believe in elevating women.
I love it.
So,
Well, we are so excited to have you here.
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, let's get into our predictions.
Yes.
2024. Yes.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Trey, you
I'm
want to
very
kind
excited. Well, do you have any questions for Stephanie for your new year?
of, let me see. I mean, my life is so fabulous.
Well, what do you have coming up in the new year?
I
that you
mean,
know about?
we're moving into the home in Montana. It's not finished as of right now. We're moving. I will say this: if we did not say we're moving in December, they would probably let everyone else move into their house and then start working on ours again. So I like, it's every time Travis and I went, a lot of stuff would get done because out of sight, out of mind, right? So we're moving into that. It's not completely done. So will that get actually done? Well, we have a driveway by the next year. We don't have a driveway right now. And they're leaving us a little piece of equipment to like to do snow.
To shovel?
Like
Yourself?
to well, they said they would come and do it. I think they feel so bad about it. So they're gonna come. Like there's like a little caterpillar thing, like to
that's fun.
remove the snow. Yeah, because our driveway would obviously be heated because we're at
Yeah.
the top of the mountain. So I don't know. Just like we have a lot of, without giving too much away, a lot of things family wise. Not like within Travis and I, but our extended family that have kind of been 4 years in the making. So will that get finished?
Well, how old will Chance be this year? Will he be driving?
Chance will be, 15. He'll turn 15 in the summer. So, but he have to drive with me.
Yeah.
Just a lot of I feel like there's been a lot of things leading up to this year. Like
Yes.
Travis said last year, he wants this year to just start with a new slate because last year was the worst year we've ever had. Like last year, he lost both of his parents.
Yeah.
There was a lot of just personal stuff last year that wasn't the best year. And whenever your partner goes through a lot, it really makes your life miserable too. So, because they're just, I'm not trying to be selfish, but it really does, right? You're laughing at me, but it really does because whenever the person you love and you live with has the worst year of your life,
Yeah.
then you kind of soak that in as their spouse because they're just always pissed off. And you're like, listen, how can you be mad? I'm so fabulous. I can't make it good
no
for
problems.
you. Yes. Yes. I'm like, you should be so happy. You break up to this every day.
Well, Lori and I talked about this a few weeks ago about how you felt like 2023 was kind of prep year for what's to come in 2024. And it sounds like that very much
Huge.
connects with
Well, I hope
what
so
you
because
have.
if 2023 continues, I'm out. I'm out.
It is going to be such a different year. I mean, 2023 was probably one of the most difficult years we've had since like COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And so 2023 was shedding a lot of like what's gone on for us through the last few years. And COVID is one of those things that occurred across the world that created that ripple effect. One of the things that's happened is you definitely are going to watch families realizing the importance of each other, people moving like forwards with a partner or a best friend. They are going to clear out your friendships. Seriously.
Well, I don't
And
have
I've
very many
told
to clear
Trey
out.
this. Yeah. Stephanie's going home and make a list.
I'm like,
so look out. You may
yes.
be on there. But it's true. There are a lot of relationships that we're leaving behind, some of which are from people passing.
Yeah.
There is going to be a lot of individuals, even in the news, that you're going to be hearing again that are passing. And it's like, wow. What is going on here? Did I really sign up for like the extended career, move? But it's true. We are going to be, the word from me keeps being shedding right now. You're going to shed a lot of the things that have gone on around, whether it's business or financial or challenges. There's going to be like a layer being shed. And so there'll be newness that you're going to walk into next year. So think of it. Your house is going to be close to being done.
Yes.
That's the newness that's coming. You're going to be having lots of, travel changes, and the boys are getting older. There's going to be like all of this incredible new things to tackle for the new year. But it'll be exciting. It'll be like, where are we going to go and what are we going to do in this new year? I've talked with you about, even in business, there's going to be feelings of resurgence in business. We're going to walk into a time where things aren't, I'm going to try to say it in a way so that you understand. It's not frivolous anymore.
Yeah.
It's meaningful. Every step that you're taking, you will have purpose. It will be meaningful. And if it's not, it won't work.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have to be very aware of the step that you're taking.
Interesting.
So I think I remember telling you, Trey, that every step you take, you have to almost accept the blessing that's there, be very observant. Anything you need to let go at that moment, you look at the peripheral view and you go, nope, don't need that. Then you take another step. Whereas in life, normally we're like, bum, da, 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 da. Oh, look, we need to work on this.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not next year.
Oh.
So it's going to be very purposeful,
Okay.
is the word
Yeah.
I would say. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about my children?
They're
How is-
doing great.
This is like the best year they've ever had. I will say the crappiest year for some of us in the family, but my kids never have thrived more in their lives. Isn't that
Yes.
funny how I feel like Travis and I probably had one of the hardest years and they've had the best year. And I wonder if they're having the
But
best
what a
year.
good balance, though.
Yeah, I mean it is
Yes.
because I don't know if I shared this on the podcast, but like this year, for example, Cruz has had a really, scholastically kind of a hard, especially when he was younger before he moved school, he had a very hard time. And then even last year they were like, oh, I feel like he needs to be on ADD medication. It was almost like it was something every year. And then this year, we did our first parent-teacher conference, and my sister knew it was going to be good because she was sitting in the classroom in the back. But every single one of his teachers came on and were like, he is the perfect child. He has a dream to have in school. He's so hardworking. Like everything you'd want somebody to say about your kid, they said. And Cruz never, like he's sitting there, he's facilitating the whole thing, and I feel like he's never had so many good things said about him at once, and he got to hear that. So Travis, because we're doing it all Zoom, Travis is kind of laying back, if you're watching, like this with his head like looking at the ceiling, the whole, like pretty much, 20% on down. So like after 20% of it, like he's like his head's facing the ceiling, and it almost looks like he's disengaging, right? Like falling asleep. And then it hit me probably 70% through. He is crying.
Yes.
because of everything that they were saying about Cruz. It was just like a really,
yeah.
I was like tearing up. I had my eyes like this, and I was like, if I'm crying, he's got to be, because my husband is like a gentle giant. Like,
Oh, he is.
he is can be like sometimes the crankiest thing you've ever seen in your life, but he's very sensitive. Like, he really can. Like, he is as cranky as he is nice, believe it or not. Right, Trey?
Yep.
Like, he's like, yeah.
I always say he's like a soft teddy bear.
Yes,
You
yes,
know?
but it like takes a lot of chipping to see that side. So he's like sitting back there crying. It's just really sweet. And then Chance, like, really good grades this year, and sports has gone just like, he's really thrived in sports. So like for them, things that matter to them, they've just killed this year. Like, friends are really great. So, and then Travis and I are hot messes. But I'd rather my kids have the best year than me. So it's fine. But I really don't want to have 2 hard years in a row. So thank you, Jesus.
Yes. Yes. And I will tell you, it's because for Cruz and Chance, it's like life clicked.
Yeah.
And they get it. And Cruz especially, it's like all the strategies, all the things that he was learning, you know, in little pieces, was like they all came together like a puzzle, and it made sense. He saw the picture. And so that's why it's working. But it is also because he has 2 parents that love him and pour into him and make sure that he's reading at home and make sure that he's with his tutor or what, you know, whatever is needed. You guys are right there. Even though it was hard for you all, and I will say this, in relationship to Travis, it was the worst year of his life.
Oh, yeah, it was horrible. I mean, he's definitely, there's a lot of anger. I think, and Travis kind of holds on to things too. Like, I will let it go. I cannot take stress for a minute. So I'm like, oh, I'm so stressed out. Travis will hold on to it for like 3 months, and then, and you can feel it. Like, you can feel that he's not releasing it. And it'll manifest in different ways. Like, he'll be so stressed out about something, but then he'll get mad about the littlest thing. And I'm like, wait, this is real dumb. But I realize that it's because he has too much to deal with maybe. Like, I don't know if he could really dive in and deal with what his loss this year. And right now is like Christmas, New Year's time. And
That's a hard time for
it's
him.
It's not been great for him. I will say that. It's not been great for him. And there's a lot of pressure on me as his wife, because I think that he expects me to kind of read what he needs, like be a crystal ball. And I don't always do that. Like, we've never, I'm going to tell you this, guys, we've not went and took a horse-drawn carriage to look at Christmas lights in 5 years. I want to say this before I tell you what he said the other day. Okay, so we are taking our kid.
Oh, no, I can just feel
So
it.
we are taking our kid to, because Cruz got invited with a friend to go look at Christmas lights, right? And we're taking the kids.
And in Highland
Travis-
Park, they do like a horse-drawn carriage.
Yes.
that
They
you
do like
can,
a whole
It's
thing.
so
see the Christmas
fun.
lights,
And
real cute.
4 years ago, his dad, who was very sick, went and looked at Christmas lights with like, not a horse-drawn carriage, but I think like they got a limo, like a bunch of people, right? Like, this was 4 years ago, okay? And his mom maybe 5 years ago, because she has not been to our house in Christmas in a long time, and we did the horse-drawn carriage thing. And he was kind of upset with me because it's the worst year of his life. And, you know, I should have realized that that's something that reminded him of his parents, and wouldn't have that have been so thoughtful if I would have thought of that. And I'm like, we have not done that in 5 years. Like, this is not like an annual celebration that we do with your family.
Yeah. I love it.
So, yeah, like little things, you know.
And realizing that that's where he is.
Yeah.
And you're right. Many times as spouses, we can't read the other person's mind.
Yeah.
I mean, Art and I have been married, oh, good grief. Well, we've been together almost 22 years. And so now I'm starting to read it.
Yeah.
You know, I stood out on the patio with my daughter-in-law this week for a moment, and they popped over to get like the kids' gifts or something that we had. And she's like, oh, don't talk to And she's pointing, don't talk, meaning my son. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're totally like the same person. And I'm like, don't talk. And she's like, oh, I get it. It was like we already knew what was going on with hardly any words being said.
Yep.
But it's like you start to interpret. And a lot of times you're wrong, you know, and then you're supposed to be reading their minds.
Yes.
So look out.
Yeah.
Look out. The holidays
Trey, get
are
ready.
coming.
The longer you're married, the more you should know things. It's very fun.
Yes.
Well,
and
so-
remember all of it.
Yeah.
Yep, all of it. Yep.
What
That's
advice
right.
would you give Stephanie during the holidays on how to be compassionate towards Travis's
Because,
feelings?
by the way, we're filming this a little early because, you know, we do want a Christmas for ourselves as well, guys.
Today
what's
is
the-
not Christmas.
what's the right
Yeah.
thing to do? How should Stephanie handle this time with Travis?
Oh,
where
yeah.
he feels
Special.
like his feelings are special. Yeah.
Yeah, like where
Yeah.
he feels, yes, like, because I already know it's going to be bad. It's good. I mean, I already know he's going to be like very sad. He's going to be very, like, I think there's going to be a lot of like
Well, it's all new.
sadness around
Yes.
Christmas
Yeah.
and
Yes.
a lot of emotions, especially with his mom. With his, I've noticed with Travis, his dad, I think we had so many years, we thought like, we thought it was going to be the end for so many years. His dad, he seems to be at like have some peace with
He
a little
does.
bit. His
Yep.
mom, there's no peace because I think he thought she was going to live for so much longer. She got sick. It was very sudden, and I do not understand. I was like, and I think he also kind of gets mad at me that I don't understand what he's going through because I
Yes.
have not only both my parents, I have both my grandparents still alive too. Like my well, not my dad's side, but my mom's side, I have both my grandparents. So I don't quite
You can't
underst-
connect
I
it that
can't.
way.
I don't understand the loss because I haven't felt
Yes.
it. Like I can feel sorry for somebody, but I can't understand somebody
Correct.
who's dealt with it.
And that's a good statement for a
Yeah.
lot of people that are out there is many folks deal with loss over the holiday, but they also deal with loss of someone over the holiday that's been before. Those don't go away.
Yeah.
What happens is we learn to deal with our grief. We learn to turn it into something that becomes memories
Yeah.
that we treasure. Because both of them happen this year, he can't transition into that yet.
Yeah.
And so if you think about every time he looks under the tree and there's not a gift from his mom, that tree is reminding him of that.
Yeah.
So even putting a gift and saying, this is something that your mom would have wanted for you. Let's remember her. Maybe it's a framed picture
Okay.
that he could put in his office
Okay.
of her. And something that you all remember about her.
Yeah.
It's trying to help him or anyone get to that idea of let's turn this into a memory we treasure instead of staying in the loss.
Yeah.
Because then we lose a piece of ourselves every single time, if you think about it that way. So anyone that's even experiencing loss from before, you know, many folks can't move on. They struggle so deeply.
Yeah.
And what happens to us is when we're in that, there are things that literally can hold on to us and keep us in that
Yeah.
grief. You don't want to stay in that. It's actually called a spirit of mourning.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to stay where you were because you want to grow through it and turn it into that memory.
Yeah.
So even the boys, you know, like saying a memory about grandma and, you know, grandpa, whatever they, you know, called them. And remembering those things will help him release
Yeah.
what he stuffed down over the holiday, but it will also help the boys to realize that this is what we do. It becomes a tradition.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they may be going through little pieces.
Yes.
Because I know they love their grandmother.
Yeah.
You know?
Whenever she died, it was very interesting. Cruz is like me. He just like wears his emotions on his sleeve. Chance is a little bit more like Travis, but Chance stayed up all night and wrote an essay about his grandma. It was the sweetest thing, and it was beautifully written. I'm like, it was like it's such a beautiful thing, and I was like, you should send that to your dad. He would love it. But it was like all the things he loved about his grandma, and just kind of an essay about who she was, and even the things that I thought maybe my kids would look at negatively when she was like, because she always had bad lungs, and whenever COVID would happen, like she was scared to get sick, so she'd always be like, air hugs, And I was like, I wonder if that, like, if kids don't understand that and it hurts their feelings, right?
Sure.
If they're like, oh, there's no physical affection. That was like something Chance really remembered, is she liked to give air hugs.
Well, and this
And it
was
was-
also their first loss
Yes.
too, right?
Yeah, like,
It
well,
was.
besides
Yeah.
animals,
Yeah.
this was like
Yes.
their first major loss. But you know what's really cool with my kids is with both their grandma and their grandfather. So with when Joe died, Travis's dad, you can kind of tell, the nurses could tell because he had around the care nurses, and they told Travis, they were like, we think that this is the end. There were certain things I think that happen to the body whenever
Yep.
it's the end, and they said there were some telltale signs. They don't know if he's going to make it for the next few days. So Travis grabbed me and the kids, canceled his plans, took us to his dad's house, and the last time his dad opened his eyes was whenever the kids went up to him and said, hey, Papa Joe, it's Chance and Cruz, and he opened his eyes. That was the last time he ever opened his eyes. And then with his mom, the kids also were able to be there the morning that she died. We had no idea she was going to die. We thought she was going to get out of the hospital, and they were able to write like something on her whiteboard, like love you, Nana, or whatever, and she saw that. And I think for my kids, like, that was something that Chance wrote in his little essay about his Nana, as he was so happy that, like, he got to see her that day and he got to write that. And for them, it was more about them letting her know how they felt more so than, like, her, than the way that she made them feel, which I know she made them feel very loved. But it was really sweet, like, how important that is for kids. I didn't realize, like, being there and, like, having those moments gave them a lot of closure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you think about that, our children, if we as adults don't understand loss and grief and death, how do children feel? And we used to do so much work with kids that therapeutically, they really needed to be able to express the love that they had, just like when one of the bunnies passed.
Yeah.
And it was sudden and it wasn't expected.
Yeah.
And here's Cruz, this little soft soul, and realizing that something he loved and treasured is now past. But for him, learning that I loved him because.
Yeah.
And I can have another rabbit, but he did this.
Yeah.
And I'm always going to remember that. It's important for us to be able to make those memories and treasure those. Whether you make a little book that you keep and they have, or whether you frame a letter that he wrote and an essay he wrote, or a photo, it all gives us that ability to transition ourselves.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, and what I'm hearing right now is the fact that it isn't just the person or the animal that transitions. It's us.
Yeah.
Because part of us is released with them.
Yeah.
And then we have to go through a transition
Yeah.
in our life. And so it's very important to be able to do that.
So it sounds
You
like,
know?
unfortunately for you, you have to start some new traditions.
Yes, you
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
This is the year. And part of it is because it was a rough year, you're saying goodbye to all those things. And
Yeah.
you're going, yep, goodbye. Yep, we're acknowledging goodbye.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally creating a bridge into 2024 because you're not bringing them.
Yes.
You're
yeah.
totally not bringing them with you.
Yeah.
The family thing is working its way out. And I've even had moments with Travis to be able to let him know that.
Good.
But the family stuff, the boys, anything that you've gone through, those little things that drive us crazy, they're going to be gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're seriously, it's like shed them, acknowledge them. I had a great friend that used to say, and you know, because I used to teach you this, and I use the hand motion. It's accept it, so you're holding it, and dismiss it, and you let it go where it needs to go.
Yeah.
But you honor it, because now I'm not carrying you with me.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Weekly Dose of BS is sponsored by BetterHelp.
I feel like New Year's resolutions are something everybody does. Even if you say you don't do them, like I'm like, I don't do New Year's resolutions, but in my brain, I really do. I'm like, I'm going to go to the gym, and then I never go. But you know what I say? I'm going to go. But one thing I will say, especially for people listening who have not tried therapy, I hope that some people really, really put their mental health in the forefront of the new year. That is something I have done my entire life. And something that really makes a difference. I know, Trey, you've really started doing that the past few months. You have somebody that you see with BetterHelp, but BetterHelp is really, really great for people wanting to be empowered and really take control of their life. Working with a therapist is such a great way to start the new year.
And honestly, this is the best holiday gift you can give yourself during the holiday season.
Yes, absolutely. One thing I will say this year has, like I've told Lori, been one of the hardest years for our family. And people only see like the happy stuff on Instagram because the other stuff's kind of depressing. But especially for Travis, it's been so difficult. So like whenever I work with my therapist, a lot of it is how to work with Travis through his grief because I don't understand it. I've not gone through it. So being there for somebody when you don't quite understand their pain is sometimes very, very difficult. And then also realizing that my kids, even though they don't say something, they're also going through a lot. So for me, I have really focused my year on a lot of healing with our family.
If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. You just fill out a brief questionnaire, you get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
In the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/weeklydose today to get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/weeklydose.
What new opportunities or ventures do you see Stephanie getting into in 2024?
She's going to be a mom. Just with the two.
Again?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I will die. I'll be
I
like,
had to throw that in there. Yeah.
Yes.
I've been dreaming about babies a lot lately, so I keep wondering
Trey,
where
that's
they're
not
going to
me.
be.
That's not me. No, I'm done. And it better not be Chance. I will kill him.
No, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. So, no, you are going to be moving into all new things. Everything is going to be like a step up. You guys are going to be learning and working on it together. Then you're going to take another step up. I do believe you are, now that the boys are getting a little older, there's some things you're going to step into with Travis that are positive.
Okay.
And so it's more about, all right, we've never gone and done this together. Not with the boys, it's just us, and we're going to go and we're going to explore blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And so look for those opportunities, but they're going to start presenting themselves. I know that you've also been doing a little bit of work around the company, and you've been more involved there. Mm-hmm. There's something that you're going to step into a little more there too.
Okay.
So you feel more involved in it.
Okay.
And it will help Travis.
Okay.
And so I feel like there's going to be another little piece, and you're going to say, I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that for our people. And so you're going to kind of walk into that too. So keep stepping up into something.
Okay.
There's also, and I'm going to say this, there's a little health thing that you're kind of trying to maneuver, and you will be doing some new things around that in the new year.
For me, I'm going to have a health thing.
It's just a little tweaking.
I hope it's like a UTI or something.
You know?
Big.
Ooh.
What would
It's
that be?
not big.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I wasn't aware of that. Okay, well then I can adjust. I can do blah blah blah.
Am I going to
So
be
watch.
through menopause?
I'm going to get you
No,
checked.
I'm not gonna
What
go
is it?
there. Not gonna go there for you.
Oh my
But
gosh.
there's just this little like, oh wow, that's what that is. Oh, I've got to figure that out. So it's just a tweak. So no freaking out over it.
Okay, yeah.
It's just a new
Like,
part
is she
of
dyslexic?
life.
What-
No. I love it. So I can't. I have to just leave it as that.
Okay.
Interesting.
We can chat more later.
Okay.
But it's little.
It better be little.
It's
I'll be
little.
so stressed out. I swear. If you said you have some big health thing, I'd be like, oh, I got to go immediately to my doctor. Like, you guys finish this podcast.
We'll take you.
Okay, yes. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Yes.
Yeah. So just know it's going to be a bigger year of close circles and a bigger year of leaving things behind.
Okay.
That's like a really big thing that everyone's walking into too. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Perfect.
Oh.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yep. So Trey.
Yep. Let's hear it.
Let's hit Trey. Let's
Okay,
do
yes.
Trey.
Give me your worst.
Okay. There's a lot of changes coming, a lot of shifts, a lot of, again, stepping up into some very interesting and new developments around business mostly. But also, I do see you all starting to entertain the idea of like home reno, because
Oh.
we've talked
Oh, I was
about
thinking,
that.
what about a baby?
Babies.
And there is a little bit of movement in that area. So I'm going to tell you that. It's a long process. And so there's a little bit, whether you do an application but there is a little bit of movement around that. And then you're realizing that things have to be in place. And so all of a sudden, it's going to be very important to say, oh, we need to have this in place. We need to structure this. We need to live here. We need to, so that you're kind of getting everything in order for that next step.
Do you feel like Trey's going to move this year, or do you think he'll stay in his house?
It's odd, but I keep seeing something around a slight move, but you're also, whether you're renting your house or Airbnb-ing it, but there's going to be something different around the house you guys are in now. And then
I
there'll
think we're
be
gonna
a
expand
shift.
it.
That's one of the things that I'm wondering too. But you are going to be doing some type of shift. So I don't know if it's something you buy and then you rent it out or Airbnb it out while you're working on your home. But there's like this reach out
Yeah.
that I see expansion on, as well as in business. So it's going to kind of feel like you got a lot of plates in the air that are all around new development. So please know that you got to kind of keep them spinning.
Yeah. Do you
Keep
feel
them
like,
spinning.
do you feel like Trey will be invited to many weddings in 2024?
So
Yes.
far, I'm striking out.
Yes and no.
Okay. Elaborate.
So I do feel that there will be one of your friends that is a girl
Okay.
that you will end up at that wedding. But some of your guy friends, there is a definite probably not.
Do you feel like Stephanie will go to those weddings?
I feel like there's going to be some conflict around that.
Okay.
And you guys are going to have to make almost like a last minute decision.
Yeah.
and it's going to be like leading up, and it's like, are we going? Are we not going? Are we going? Are we not going? And it's going to be literally in the moment. That's when you're going to make the decision.
Okay. Up in the air.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Wait, so
Very.
you think I have a girlfriend that's going to
Yes.
get married this
I
year?
already know who
Yes.
that is.
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah.
Sheridan. If you're
Oh,
listening, I think
really?
it's Sheridan. Yeah.
Because it's super close to you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, and I think there's going to be like bigger announcements around engagements, like at the end of this year over New Year's or very early into January.
I do think I have a lot of friends that will get engaged this year.
Yes.
Interesting.
So,
What do you feel around
yep.
business?
Business, you're expanding. There are some options on the table right now. And it's kind of like which one is going to pop first. And so it's a matter, again, of timing. And so there's going to be a couple of obstacles with some of them, but you all are going to work together as a team to be able to like walk right over the hurdle and say, yeah, we can fill that out. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I can show up today. Yeah, I mean, it's like this constant expectation of you and your time in the early part of it. And then it'll start to kind of open up. It'll start, that's interesting. Okay. All right. I have to give you the visual that I'm being shown. And that is, when you break ground on something, that the first shovel many times is like, it's like 3 people could stand on it to get it to go in the ground. It's that really hard, difficult earth.
Yep.
But when you get the first one done, it's like, oh, we opened it up. That's how it's going to feel.
Oh.
And you're going to
okay.
have, I see 3 shovels. And
That
you
makes
guys
sense.
are really trying to get all 3 of them into the ground in January. And
Yep.
it's going to be the one that the earth all of a sudden is like, whoa, yeah, we're in. Yeah. And then you got to do the work to dig it up.
Do you think all 3 shovels will end up digging?
I see that there's one out of the 3, 2 of them are going to move forwards quicker. The third, there's something going on with it that there's a lot of obstacles, and you all decide to press pause on it, not give up. But it may be like that one is in the last quarter where it's like, oh, we finally got the ground to break. And it would then go into the next year, which is 2025. And so think about that third one. Don't press pause. Keep like working on the obstacles, but it's going to be a little touchier. It's not quite like the ground is a little harder on it, if that makes sense.
I wonder what shovel
Okay.
it is. I have certain shovels that I want to dig faster.
I know. So what I want you to do is visualize those 3 shovels. And every time that you do, you are in gratitude and you say thank you for them already, as if they're already done. What we don't realize is that we literally, and I'll kind of go like to my roots here, and we are co-heirs on this earth. We have so much authority and strength that we doubt it constantly. And so what happens is we shrink back because we really don't believe that we can do something. And when we finally say, all right, I'm going to start trusting that it's already done. I'm going to already say, I see it, it's already finished, and I'm celebrating it. And I'm saying thank you for that. It's going to be the biggest blessing in my life. All of a sudden, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I just heard from them. Because when you start acknowledging that, that's when things start to move. You too.
Lori tells me that all the time. She's like, just consider it done.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. You have to be able to believe.
Yep.
You
Oh, I
know,
love
and
it.
what a beautiful season of believing. You know,
Yep.
it's like anything is possible. If a guy in a big fat guy in a red suit can fly,
Which he really can't.
anything
You
is
know that's
So
possible.
can you. Yeah.
You know? So,
I love it.
yes.
All right, Zach and I have some trips planned for the new year. And when I tell you his luggage is so embarrassing, it's like, I don't know what he's holding on to with it. But I am getting him some new luggage in the new year.
Ooh, you should get him that beige one that I have because
No, I am.
I have the Weekender and it is so good.
You've said such good things about bass, and I'm just
Yes.
going to get him on the bass train.
I have the Weekender. Okay, so I have it more of a cream color, like a beige, but they have black that I think he would love. I mean, because it kind of is very manly. It goes with everything. I feel like he would love it in black. And it's a great, great, great piece. And I love it. I put that one on the plane because I'm not going to let this these airports mess it up like they do all my other luggage. But it is so nice. It fits so much stuff. It is so chic looking, which is important to people like me who travel and want to look cute at the same time.
Bass was created by actress Shay Mitchell to make sleek and affordable bags, luggage, and accessories designed to help you travel effortlessly while looking fashionable. Bass has thought of everything you could want in a piece of luggage. They have some 360-degree gliding wheels, a cushioned handle, built-in weight indicator, washable bags for dirty clothes, and all the interior pockets to keep you organized. Now, Stephanie and I are the kind of people that we just throw things in a bag.
Yes.
Our goal is to get it there.
Yes.
Zach, and I feel like Travis is the same way. They have to organize as they pack.
Super.
Bass is for them, but bass
Yes,
is also for us,
for us,
because
'cause
we
we
like
wanna
a
be
cushy
cute.
handle, and we have to know how much our luggage weighs because it will very quickly weigh 80 pounds.
But you know what I love? Okay, this is very much a girl thing. I love the colors. Their color palettes are so, they have like this like really soft pink color, a lot of neutrals. Like I love, love, love their colors. It's just so chic. And also their pop-ups. They had one in Dallas.
Yeah, it was
And it
so
looks like-
cute.
The place looks like a little suitcase. It is the cutest pop-up ever.
Yeah. You know what? Side note, I was boarding a plane back to, I think I was going to London or something, and someone had to gate check their bag, and they threw, it was a very, very, very expensive suitcase. We're talking like a $3,000 suitcase. The person threw it off the side of the like the thing to go down accidentally. Thing busted open. I was like, Zach, that's gonna be your bag if you don't get yourself a bass.
Right now, Base is offering our listeners 15% off of your first purchase by visiting basetravel.com/WDBS. Go to basetravel.com/WDBS for 15% off of your first purchase. Again, that's Basetravel, BEIS, travel.com/WDBS.
I will be using that to get Zach's suitcase.
Yes.
So we asked some of you to send in your phone numbers if you wanted to do a quick little moment with Lori to get her thoughts on what's coming in your year. A bunch of you sent in your numbers, so we're going to give a few of them a call.
Yes.
and if they don't answer, we're just
They're
going to
lost.
say, well,
Yep.
may you have a Merry Christmas.
Yep.
And,
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Should we leave Hannah a message?
I'm sorry I missed your call. Please leave a message and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may
Let's leave
hang
her
up
message.
or press 1 for more options.
Okay. Hey, Hannah, it's Stephanie Hollman.
You've made the biggest mistake of your life.
We were going to call you. We have Lori here. We were going to call you and go over your New Year's.
Hi, Hannah.
Yes, but next year. Next year,
Yeah.
you are a girl. Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I don't think she's going to answer.
Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
hi. This is Stephanie. How are you?
Oh my God, how are you?
Oh, you're the
I'm
first
so
one to
good.
answer. We're so
Yes.
excited.
Oh my gosh,
No
we're
way.
so yes.
my
You
God.
are on our podcast, Weekly Dose of BS, and we have Lori here, and she just did our 2024 predictions for Trey and I, and we thought she could do a little something for you as well. Nice to meet you, by the way.
You too. Oh my God, I'm like gonna crap myself. Sorry, I'm so excited. I was sitting at my desk and I was like, "Who is this?" Because your number came up as like Grimes or something like that. Anyway, I just ran out. So this just made my life. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, Lori, take it away.
Hello. It's so nice to
Hi.
meet you.
You too. Oh my gosh, you guys are the best. How are you?
Aw, I'm wonderful. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
It's going to be a really good one.
Good. Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
Yeah, there's some things that have been kind of scattered for you is the way that I would use the term. Kind of like fragments of things, little bit of things broken over here, a few things over here, like losing pieces, if that makes sense.
Yes,
And
absolute sense.
yeah, and what I'm seeing is that some of them you're throwing away and some things you're putting back together. And literally, it's going to help you as you start to walk into the new year. And so I am also going to be praying for you and thinking over you as the holiday starts to come, because this is really big for you in your life. You've had a year, girl.
Yeah, it feels like it's been 10.
Yeah, that's what I keep feeling. And so I feel something around work. And so, yeah, it feels like things are either going to smooth out or you are going to walk away. And so, yeah. And secondly, there's some things around actually like relationship. And that's the second piece. And it's worth trying to put pieces back together and see if if the pieces still fit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're like blowing my mind right now. Wow.
Yeah. So there's something about it that's keeping you from wanting to put the pieces back together. It's like both of you are two different pieces and you feel like you're having to force almost like a square peg, round hole kind of feeling. But I want you to know that you're to give it one more shot, but do it differently this time. Both of you really have to do it different. And if not, then you know that you've done everything you can. And then it's time to walk away.
Oh my gosh, I'm like shaking. Like everything you're saying is everything that's been swirling around in my head. Because, like, without giving my entire life story, I'm basically on the East Coast right now, and my partner, father of my children, is in Vegas, and we're basically trying to like reunite the family, and it's just been like one hurdle after another.
Yeah.
Mostly job related and money and everything. So that's very fitting.
And I will tell you, Vegas is a really hard place for him. So I know some of it has been struggle around him being out there. And so you all will kind of do some reuniting, but take it really slow and see if the pieces still fit. If not, sometimes we do things for our children, and they also don't need to see something that's hurtful or broken beyond repair. And so when and if it goes that direction, then you really need to say, it's not just us that's involved, it's our children. Yeah. And so, but I do feel that there's going to be one more trying to fit the pieces together. Yeah. And so just keep overlaying a lot of simple steps and prayer towards it. And if it's meant to be really, then he will put the effort in as well.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Oh, man. I'm looking forward to a new start. And
Yes. Yeah, it will be different.
Work related.
Yes, it's like really fresh, new. It's a big shift. So hang on tight, girl. You got a lot of changes.
But at the end of next year, will she be like in a good place? She'll be happy.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, it's really a lot of the shifting is going on in first quarter.
Ooh.
And so there's like a lot going on. And by summer, you're going to be like, who was that last December? So it's you're getting your traction. Yeah. Big traction.
Well, thank you so much for giving us your phone number, letting us call you, and talking to Lori. We appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you for calling me.
Merry
I
Christmas.
picked up and couldn't believe I could hear your voices.
Well, have a Merry Christmas.
I love you all so much.
Oh,
Thank
love you more.
Big hugs.
Big
Merry
hugs
Christmas.
to you guys, too.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's call Tammy.
Tammy.
Oh, let's
yes.
do Tammy.
Okay, ready?
Oh, she was so precious.
Now,
oh my God.
she may think it's the collector's coming, so I may have to
didn't wanna
message her if she
freak her
doesn't. Just
out.
kidding.
Your call has been forwarded to
Hold
voicemail.
on.
Here, call her one more time.
Okay.
Girl, I'm like, I was in the like, you know me, I'll be looking at my calls. If I don't know you, I ain't answering.
Tammy, you're on our podcast.
Hello.
I love when you answer. Hey, Tammy, we have Lori, and we're doing like
2024
predictions for next year. And I was like, oh, I know a girl who needs your prediction. So it's going to be real quick, but she's going to tell you what's coming for you in 2024.
Lori, what's your 60-second prediction for Tammy?
Hey, girl.
Okay. Hey.
It's good to talk to you. Okay. We'll have to chat later, too, because there's some things I'm not putting on the podcast.
Oh, my gosh.
I care about you. I wouldn't do that. But there are. Oh, no, it's all good. All good. You are. Girl, you're going to be on fire next year.
Literally.
Yes. But just know there's so much coming your way that you're literally going to have to field it out. And so there's new stuff coming direction-wise, like with family, as well as where you're living. And so things are going to start expanding and opening up. You're going to get a sense of freedom by summer, and you're going to literally look and wonder what in the world happened. That's interesting. The word that I would use, and this is weird, but there is a benefactor that is going to be around you and really keep seeing potential. And so you're going to be doing some things for them, but it's more on the side.
Is his name Travis?
We love Travis. We love him. He'll be involved too. But there's someone else, and I get a sense Travis is going to introduce you to him. And it's going
so this
to
be the year Tammy got her groove back.
Oh, yes. We're going to call it that. But it's like it's like, big. You're going to be helping with something. It's a project, and you're going to be actually reaping some benefit from it.
Like financial benefit?
Yes, financial as well as life. And so be watching for this. Now, don't march into Travis's office and say, who are you introducing me to? Lori said so. But no, it is coming. And you need to literally see it walking to you. Like it's walking up the path you are on. And just keep watching for it. And when they say, would you like to be a part of doing this? The answer is...
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so financially, how is Tammy going to do next year? How do you feel like?
Stephanie's very worried for me.
Yes, I know. Because you're going to be a part of this new kind of an endeavor. It's a project is the way that I would call it. There's going to be extra money on the table for you. And it's either like a percentage of something, but it's not like added to your paycheck or something. So what it is I keep hearing it's like extra cash coming because of this project you're working on. So know that is going to help you get your footing back. It's like,
well, I have been kind of holding back on a Feet Finder account.
A Feet Finder account?
And on that note,
we love you, girl. We love you.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
thank you, Tammy,
selling
for
her
Have
feet.
fun. Merry Christmas.
Merry
my
Christmas.
God.
Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye, girl. And she's the funniest person
Oh my God.
ever.
I love it.
Ever.
I
Oh, my
love
God.
well, thank you so much,
Yes,
Lori, for coming and
thank
doing this. Lori, if people want to come
my
to
God.
you and get your 24 predictions from you for them, how can they do that?
They can reach out to me on Instagram at Walk with Lori and just DM me. That's where I find most of my people.
There you go.
So,
And you're running a special for January, is that right?
I am. Are you ready?
Yep.
Right now, it's a 30-minute insight call for $60, which is insane.
Yeah.
And yes.
And then if you decide to do a package with me of just a couple of sessions, you get it at 2023 prices. And so I'm going up again next year. And so I want to lock everybody in where they can economically.
I say Lori's my best kept secret. I was at a dinner party last night, and me and someone else were talking about Lori, and then across the table someone was like, wait, you know Lori? And they're like, wait, you know Lori? And it was
Yes.
just like half the table was like, we love Lori. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
So I
I
love
will
it.
say, whenever I did Housewives, I met Lori going into season 2, and she told me a lot of things that would happen before it happened. And when it happened, and whenever she told me some things, I was like, she is so full of it. And then
I
it would
told you
come
you were
true.
gonna buy that house.
And then, like the house.
that was crazy.
You know what's so crazy is now I can say this, you predicted the falling out with Brandy and I before it happened in the middle of season 2.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy because I would never have thought. And she didn't say Brandy. She said something like
think she said
something
redhead.
with red hair. And I thought it was like this other lady. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't really know her. But yeah, and it actually was Brandy and I had a little falling out and you predicted that. And whenever it happened, I would have never in my life thought it would have happened.
I
But
remember
you predicted it.
production wouldn't air the part of her saying that you were buying a house because they were like freaked out. They were like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it
was good.
happened.
It's insane, yeah.
And then you put it on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
so that was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Crazy.
thank you, Lori. You can follow me on Instagram at Stewart.
Oh, it's me at Steph Hollman on all the, the things.
You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yay Networks.